That's going to dissuade, I was going to use that as a thumbnail, but that would dissuade people from clicking on the video. Hey everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. I hope that you're well. I think this episode is going to be short and sweet because I haven't done a whole lot of knitting or crocheting. So, my baby's just woken up. My husband is home. He can take charge. She's just had a very long nap. Anyway, of course, just as I start filming. It's like at night time, she has a knack of waking up just as my head hits the pillow. Anyway, even though that happens at like different times, because I wait up and I wait for her to wake up, and then she doesn't wake up, and then my head hits the pillow, and then she wakes up. Hello, I hope that you're well. This is a knitting and crocheting podcast in which I share with you the projects that I'm knitting and crocheting, and any stash enhancements that I may have, any plans that I have for future projects. You'll be pleased to know that I finally got the ring light out of its box. I had a big sort out of the office up here, so you can actually see the floor. I even vacuumed, but you can't tell. I think this carpet's perishing because it keeps like gathering basically fluff. It's really annoying. Anyway, I think this episode's going to be short and sweet because I don't have heaps to share with you because I'm busy prepping for East Anglia Yarn Festival in mid-March, that is. So, do I feel prepared? No, I do not feel prepared. I'm quite stressed, actually. Thanks for asking, though. If you're interested in what I'm wearing, I've worn this one in a recent video, might even be on the last podcast, I don't know. It's just a simple triangle granny shawl out of a Schöppel Zauberball, which I think was called like Fuchsteen, Fuchsia, that is, in German, that I got given by one of my knitting friends when I was living in Germany, and I didn't use it for a really long time because I didn't want to, this of course the sun's coming out, didn't want to put it in a project that I didn't really use, and so I didn't use it for ages, and then I made this and consequently have worn it quite a lot. I was watching Locknit's video where she went through the items that she's worn quite a lot and the ones that she wants to frog, and she was wearing a little kerchief, and like she's just very cool. And I wondered if I could get away with wearing a little kerchief. I don't think I can. But this is also great. But I don't generally wear it because babies. That's why my hair is eternally in a ponytail. Because babies. But that was a symbol of tugging on hair, not anything else. I have a couple of finished objects to share with you. They have been gifted, so I did pre-record a little bit of something. So I will show you that now. Hello, I haven't done my hair yet today, although it often just looks like this regardless. I just thought I'd jump on quick and show you two projects that I'm about to gift to two of my friends, so I won't be able to show them when I'm actually recording a podcast. So I'm trying to be organised. Ambient baby noises, as always. She's just had peanut butter for the first time, so keeping an eye. She seems fine. I made these mitts, two of them, there are two of them. These are the Timeless mitts by Pearl Soho. I made these out of a Rowan yarn that I had in stash, just a black 100% wool yarn, and I think I need to knit myself a pair. Yeah, I think really nice long cuff, so you get nice warm wrists, and it's just in a classic black colour. It's a free pattern, and it used around 50 grams of yarn, a bit less, so out of 100 gram ball. It's a 4-ply, so like a sock weight, but it's 100% wool, so it's not actually sock yarn, so 4-ply. Because in the UK we say that it doesn't necessarily refer to the ply of the yarn. I don't understand, but yes. Great, I think these are going to be a solid gift knit for me in the future. I think it'll be nice. You right down there, wriggling around? She is. And so, yes, these are the Timeless mitts, Pearl Soho, Used all the recommended needle size and everything. Didn't swatch. I did pick up 4 extra stitches on the thumb because the thumb seemed abnormally small. So I picked up 4 extra stitches, and I think that was a wise move because it wasn't enough. You start at the bottom and then you do increases, and then you put thumb on hold, knit the rest. It's got a nice little pearl bump detail. I think I cast off in 1 needle size up, but I don't think I needed to. But I did regardless, and now it's rolled under. I didn't properly block them. I washed them and then put them on the radiator. I didn't like pin them out. You right down there? She's fine. And yeah, really nice. So I'm going to wrap them up for my friend. The other thing is this shawl that I made using the second Hooks and Needles yarn subscription box. This particular video is not sponsored. I have done 2 sponsored videos for them and a reel, and they sent me these to feature in those, so I did not pay for this. But this particular video is not sponsored by them. I'm just showing you what I made. This is the sunset scarf. It is the beginner pattern in the box, using a Portuguese yarn which is 50% wool, 50% cotton, 20 row repeat, and each row was not quite each row was different, but we had different increases on many of the rows, so it took me a long time to I just hit the ceiling. It took me a long time to memorise, but I think I probably memorised it when I was about here, so obviously quite a few repeats were had before I memorised it. Obviously that is whilst knitting with a wriggly baby who loves grabbing things, and so maybe that hindered, but I think it's going to be a really good springtime shawl. I'm not going to put it on because I've got makeup on, but I've also washed and blocked this. It's a very, very soft, which is nice, and this is also a 4-ply yarn. It used 150 grams, just under. I could have kept going till I used all of this colour, but by the end I was very much done. And I also think it's big enough. It's blocked out beautifully, and I'm quite distracted by a baby rolling around on the floor. But yeah, that is the sunset scarf in the Hooks and Needles second knitting subscription box. It's once again a beginner pattern, which I think it's a good beginner pattern because it's good because it teaches you like knitting, purling, eyelet rows, increases, decreases, and all of that. I do think it was unnecessary how there weren't consistent increases, which made it more challenging unnecessarily, in my opinion. But I still like it. It's still good, solid knit. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you and let you get back to the podcast at hand. So I knit that shawl in what felt like record time because I needed to do it for a reel, a sponsored reel. So I needed to get that done and get that knit, and it really wasn't an intuitive pattern in the slightest. But we finally memorised the 20 row repeat because the increases and decreases and everything were different on every row almost. It was a lot. But yeah, so I finished those 2 things. I finished the fingerless mitts and them. That's good. I was hoping I'd have this finished as well, but I do not. So I can tell you exactly why I don't have this finished. The exact reason. I hate picking up button bands. Detest picking up button bands. This is the Aosta cardigan by Knit Pearl Girl. Someone very kind, because I didn't know how to say it and I didn't know what the reference was, and someone very kindly in the comments said, it's an Italian island, maybe you could ask your husband to pronounce it, because they also wanted to know how to pronounce it properly. And you'd think with the exotic name of Mario and his middle name and our surname is also quite exotic in the Italian way, you'd think that and also he looks quite Italian, you'd think, oh, fluff, you'd think he could speak Italian. He cannot speak a word of Italian, much to my disappointment. Well, it's not disappointment now, we've been together for 14 years, but when I first met him I was very disappointed that he couldn't speak any Italian. I was a languages student, so was excited to learn some basic Italian. No, he's very he doesn't speak the language. But this is the Aosta cardigan by the Knit Pearl Girl. This is for my little girl. I keep looking at the lens instead of the camera. I'm very sorry. I have no reason for it other than I feel quite tired today. I don't know why. I've slept quite well. I do know why. Mario was poorly yesterday and therefore spent the full day in bed. He doesn't get man flu. He spent the full day in bed, and so I solo parented other than a 2-hour walk that I did with my sister, but then the baby was on me. Basically, I think I got a bit burnt out yesterday because I couldn't pass the baby to someone else. And I know that that's a luxury that I have to pass the baby to someone else, but I do find it incredibly helpful. So I think I actually got a bit overwhelmed and a bit burnt out yesterday. But it's kind of, yes. This is the yarn I'm using. This is the Hobby Essentials gorgeous baby yarn. It's from Poundland. It was £1. It's 100% acrylic yarn, and it's apparently 150 meters per 50 grams, which would make it a thin DK, but it kind of varies in thickness. Anyway, I'm knitting the 6-month size. It's definitely bigger than my 6-month-old, even though she has chunked up quite a bit lately, and she's actually almost 7 months, so I better get a wriggle on and pick up this button band. But we've got 2 sleeves now. I don't know where we were, but I've finished the body. We've done, oh, I'd done this because I forgot to do the slip stitching. I just copied this. Yeah, I didn't do the slip stitching on the sleeve either. But we've got 2 sleeves. They match and they continue the rainbow, which is a very much what we like to see. So I just need to pick up the button band. But I really hate picking up button bands, but I might force myself to do it tonight. I should have done it last night really, because I actually gave myself the evening off after being so like worn out, because I also think she's teething. Basically last night I was, I think, yes, but yeah, I should have done it last night but I didn't. But it's really cute, this yarn. I've not had it in Poundland for a while. Because I was worried I'm going to run out, but I think I have enough for the button band. Plus I have these 2 bits that I wound off so it would match up with the sleeve, would continue the fade or the gradient, the rainbow. But yeah, so this is for the button band, and then I've got a couple of rainbow buttons to sew on, but I think this will probably be more than 9-month size. I didn't swatch, which is what makes me think that this isn't 150 meters per 50 grams, because it goes quite thick thin, so it's knit up quite big. So that's why I'm not rushing to finish it. But that is living in my emerald fibre. Is it emerald fibres bag? They don't make bags anymore. And I bought a bunch of tape measures on Amazon. I know, better than Temu. Is it though? I did have a look elsewhere, but it just kept coming up with AliExpress, Temu and Amazon. So I was like, of all of those options, I am going to choose Amazon. But tape measures with key rings on. I also found somewhere where you can print your own, so I could have like a little corner of craft one, but the minimum order was 500. And you know what? I don't think that many of you would want a corner of craft tape measure, so I'm not being left with 500 tape measures. But it's very useful. I have a donut bag somewhere, she says, that I have a tape measure on that I got out of a cracker, a Christmas cracker, and very useful because it's always on a project bag. So I've got 6. It's a bundle of 6, so I'm just going to put them on the project bags that I use the most for things that need measuring. So handy, so handy. Anyway, that is that one. I'm using I'm using 4mm needles, and I just need to pick up the button band and stop being a little about it. So yes. Next up is the other project that I have been somewhat obsessively working on, which is in this project bag. I guess it is a bag. but it is, I believe it's from Hobbycraft. My mum gifted it to me one Christmas and I said, thank you very much. And then didn't use it for ages, and actually perfect for this project, and also kept a jumper in here that had multiple skeins. This is the Little Squares blanket. It's a crochet blanket. It is by Little Woolly. And last time you saw it, I was here working on this singular strip. So you do sort of this bit first, and then you pick up and do this bit, and then you sew them together. So I was here, hence the stitch marker. And so I've knit the rest of this one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I've sewn them together. Right, if you're making this yourself, look, learn from my mistakes. I got over halfway, and then I looked at it and for sewing them together, I looked at it and realised, well, farts, I didn't double check to make sure that the squares were lined up. And as I went down, I thought that I was lining up my stitches, and as I went down, they became more and more misaligned. So I had to unpick it and then do it again. So, and I just laid it out on the carpet and did it. Yes, but I've got some ends to sew in on the new strip, and then I sewed them in on the old strip. But I can't work out which is the back and which is the front, because I did the mattress stitch like they suggested, and I googled how to do mattress stitch because I don't know. And there's like a line, but I also don't mind the line. But is the line the front, or is this the front? Or have I done the mattress stitch wrong? There's just cat hair in absolutely everything. Or it's a blanket, Hannah, no one's going to notice. I think that's the approach I'm actually going with. So I've finished off 2 strips. I'm still really enjoying this a lot. All of the ends of the first strip, bar these 2, are sewn in. And then I need to sew in all the ends on the second strip, but I will do that at some point because I don't have a problem with sewing in ends. I just haven't done. And I'm going to do it before it gets too out of hand. And then I've got a bunch of yarn in a little bundle on the end ready for me to sew it in for the next strip. And then this is the project that I worked on last night when I should have picked up that button band, and then I would have had an extra finished object, but I did not. I needed some mindlessness, and this project was absolutely ideal. So I was here yesterday, and so I've picked up, I didn't pick up, I just crocheted all of this, and I'm always at the point where I can attach the next colour. This is the 2023 Lofty Loops Advent Calendar, and it is in whatever her sock base is. 75/25 merino nylon, I believe. It's a high twist one by the looks of things. It's very nice to work with. For the first 24 colours I picked out, which I believe is actually the whole of this strip, and then up to this one, I think this is colour 24. I followed her Alison in the order that she put it in, because I was like, she picked it for a reason. I didn't go random. I just followed her guidance. And then for these last 4 and beyond, I am laying it out and lining it up and making sure that I'm mixing up the colours that go together. I'm not putting too many of the same colour next to each other, that we get a good mix of colours. Yeah, just a lot of ends, aren't there? Should have sewn them in really. And so I don't have like a lot of blues next to each other, a lot of pinks next to each other, and yeah, I just try and mix it up a little bit and make it a bit more, I don't know, intentional. I mean, the way she put it together was intentional. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not just picking out colours at random, is actually what I'm trying to say. I'm just not phrasing it well. On this one, I've popped on my little Star Progress Keeper that I made for the 2023 weekly advents. It's a little chunky star, very cute, very cute. And the crochet hook I am using, I can't remember, I bought it on Etsy. It's a 4.5mm hook. Just crafty things, I don't know, but it's cute. I like it, it's comfy. It's very comfy to use, which is nice. And then the contrast that I'm using is just, it's just my merino sock base undyed because it's quite readily available to me. So it made sense. Right, I'm going to move this donut stitch marker that I got from my friend Anna eons ago. I think she made it as a planner charm, and I use it as a stitch marker, or I would do if I could take it off. Right, and pop it on my next one so we know next month where I'll be. If you've made it this far and you don't already know, if you want any more information about any of the projects that I'm talking about, I have show notes, project notes. I'm trying to keep everything updated on Ravelry this year because I fall off of using it. So I'm trying to keep up to date on using that because that is very helpful and useful if you're looking back through someone's projects and you're like, what is that? And so far, I have done all right with keeping up with it, so I'm trying to keep up with that. But I have podcast notes on my website. I didn't do them last month. I said I was going to. I never got round to it. My bad. I'll try and do better this month, although it's going to be annoying because I won't be able to just copy and paste them across. So honestly, that is all I've been working on. I'm not going to frog my field day cardigan. I'm going to knit my field day cardigan. You can't stop me. And I need to pick up the brioche shawl that I'm knitting, but I have just needed a bit of mindlessness, which is why I chose to do this without the Andalusian rib, because then I don't have to keep track of Andalusian rib. This is just plain stocking stitch, and then linen stitch is very easy in crochet, so much recommend. I'm needing mindless projects at the moment. But I think what I'm going to do, that's not the one I wanted, is cast on a flax light. Is it called flax light still? I looked yesterday, it's called flax sock now, I think. I think it's because Tin Can Knits have their own app. I've downloaded it, it's a free app. And it's very useful. You can put in your own measurements and they sort of sort the pattern out for you. It's magic. But I thought that I could make one out of this Zauberball Crazy, once again by Schröppel. This is colour Wolke 8, Cloud 8. Wolke, is that a cloud? This is when my German fails me. It's been a long time. Word reference. So yes, I was correct. It means Cloud 8. Don't question yourself, Hannah. Is that because in Germany, instead of being on Cloud 9, you're on Cloud 8? Is that a thing? But yeah, this is what it's meant to apparently work up like. I'm not going to worry too much about like everything matching and the fade continuing. That might change as I get through it. But I just thought it would be nice just to have some basic sweatshirts or like jumpers. And this isn't too heavy of a yarn for as we're approaching spring, she says tentatively. But with the speed that I knit, let's be real. I also have, that one's mine. I also have, where is it? Where is it? I know it's behind me. I also have this one, which is Malerwinkel, which is a place. I looked that up before. Which was also intended to be a jumper of some kind. So maybe this one would be better for spring, but this one would be good for February. But I'm not going to be done with this by the end of Feb, so thought it'd be fun. But I've also got some other sock weight yarn that I could use to make a baby jumper, so I thought I would get on that. I need some quick wins, I think. Need some quick wins, some quick projects, because even though I haven't been actively working on it, that field day cardigan is haunting me, and everyone keeps telling me to frog it. They don't. A few people have said, why don't you frog it? And I should and start something different, but I really want the finished object. So I'm going to plough on through with it, but I just haven't had the mental capacity since the baby's been born And she's, like I say, she's almost 7 months. She will be 7 months by the time this goes up. I haven't had the wherewithal to sit, work out where I am and continue. I'll get there. And it's a black knit, so I don't really want to do it of a dark evening. I started it in May. I don't want to do it of a dark evening. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know really. I don't really know whether to, what to do. I've got my advents here as well. This was my 2023, my little advent beard. What's this one doing? Let's sort this one out. That's going to dissuade, I was going to use that as a thumbnail, but that would dissuade people from clicking on the video. That's my 2023 advent that I've got some black yarn I'm going to make a scrappy stripe sweater with. This is my Spectrum Fibre 2024 advent that I consider doing a strieged cardigan out of, but I actually don't know. Stringing them up like this is a great idea. I first saw Laura of the Lonely Knitter podcast doing it, and I was like, that is ingenious, because usually I keep it in the bags, but yes, pretty. And then this is my Through the Wardrobe Yarn Co 2023 advent. That is a mix of Surrey and sock. Also pretty. Definitely going to make a cowl with it. And then I've got my 2024 Chromatic Yarns advent, which was the Muppets Christmas Carol advent. All random colours. Oh, all random colours. And I really, really like it. I feel like it does give Muppet vibes. I could be wrong. But I was going to hold it with some of this Exotic Beam Water and Surrey Cloud Lace. But I don't actually think I have enough of this to hold with it. And I was going to do a blanket. But then I did the maths and realised I don't think I have enough. So I might not. But yeah. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. I've got too much yarn. If you can believe it. Yes. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Don't judge me. And then I've just dyed up some yak to make into a cardigan. Why did I bother? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I've got so much yarn. I'm just going to end up selling it, I can tell. Gosh darn it. I have too much yarn. I need to make some projects, please. Thank you. Hence the quick wins. Although why am I starting with stuff that isn't even on the stash shelf? I don't know. Also, I don't have a single pair of socks on the needles. What is my life? Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you because I don't think I have anything else to report. What have I been up to? Not an awful lot. Making stuff for East Anglia Yarn Festival. Honestly, that is basically what I've been up to in all of my time. We went to look around a nursery for the tiny one today. Hence me having makeup on. Hence me podcasting. I thought I would. 2 birds, 1 stone. And yes, the plan is to have her start there in like September time. So that'll be nice. 2 days a week. And yeah, I'm just very stressed that I'm not going to have enough to take with me to East Anglia Yarn Festival. So yeah, a little concerned, I won't lie. But I'm loving being back at work. Towards the end of January, January got off to a really rough start. I was poorly, the tiny one was poorly. She wasn't feeding well. We started weaning when she was poorly, which is so stupid in hindsight. So she wasn't really eating anything. And she wasn't feeding on me efficiently, which meant it was incredibly painful. And so we had to go to the doctors, blah, 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 blah. She's fine. But she needed to gain weight. So she's eating much better now. She's feeding much better now. And we've introduced formula into the mix as well, which is great because, I mean, I was very resistant at the beginning, which in hindsight, really stupid. But it's great because it means that when Mario has her for the day, he can like take her out and I can focus on dyeing yarn and I can just spend 20 minutes pumping should I need to. yeah, I don't need to worry about making sure that I have enough milk, breast milk in the fridge and blah blah blah. So that's been really, really helpful. And she's gaining weight again, and thank God, basically. Which also meant I didn't get a whole lot of work done, which sucks, but we're getting into a bit more of a routine now. I'm starting to do more work again, which is great. I have an oven with yarn in at the moment cooking, which also means I'm recording studio vlogs again because I've really, really missed doing studio vlogs. I'm so excited that I've been really motivated to start filming again, sharing my work life with you a bit more and all the things that I've been up to in that regard. And it's good. Oh, my parents have just come over. Well then, I will love you and leave you. Thank you so, so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being amazing. If you would like to subscribe, that would be delightful. Leave a cloud emoji, because cloud, in the comments below if you've made it this far. Thank you. I have a Patreon if you'd like to sign up. If you don't, that's also absolutely fine. You get a bonus video every single week from me. And yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. I'll be back with shop updates after East Anglia Yarn Festival. It's too much at the moment to do both. So thanks so, so much for watching. Thanks so, so much for being here. Thank you for being amazing. And feel free to subscribe if you want to. I post a new video here every single week. It would be lovely if you wanted to stick around. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Yes. Didn't end up being as short as I thought it would. Not bad.